Hello, YouTube. Welcome. This is Queen Los 7 on the platform. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, all the YouTube fans. Thank you for joining. We need more subscribers. Please let other people know about the page. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Because I do enjoy talking to you. I do enjoy finding things, little things, just to inform you. So, again, I said, welcome to the page today. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope that you get something out of it. Okay? All right, let's get it. Are we ready? So, there's a few things that I would like to talk about. And one of them, I'm going to try to talk about certain foods and then certain things that I found out about Florida that I really didn't like. Didn't like it at all. And also why people second guess coming to church. Okay, so these are like little viewpoints. Again, you have your own choice to make. This is not to sway anybody because it's eventually up to you whether or not you want to go through with it. But again, this is just me just giving a little knowledge or facts. Again, we will be talking about why people second guess the Bible. And then we will jump down to fake meat. And then we will jump down to something that I found out about Florida. So, you often wonder why people are not in church or why people second guess church in general. A lot of people do not trust pastors. There is one or a couple of that I knew that really made me kind of second guess. Not every pastor, but just keep my eyes open, because we fail for the lack of knowledge. So you must always follow this voice right here. Follow your mind, your very intention. That little voice that say, okay, let's not do it this way. Let's listen to that voice. Okay. A lot of people feels like that church is a second bill or an extra bill to the bills that they are paying. If you join a church or, in an organization at church, a church don't run off and just mean you smiling. You do have to furnish certain things in a church like the toiletries, or if something needs to be fixed like the roof or something like that. That's understandable, but people often feel that a lot of times the money does not be put in a position that it's supposed to be put in. They feel like that their money is going to be taking care of the pastors, so they really have a change of heart about joining a church. They don't trust everything that goes on in a church. They may see the pastor out doing something totally different from what he teaches. I've seen this happen myself from experience. That's why I'm bringing it up, from experience. I thought that this pastor was really real. And I went to the altar to get prayer by this pastor. And the next thing I know, I'm starting to see characteristics, things that does not equal what he's supposed to be showing. So a lot of time people watches the pastors, definitely. They watch and they see how they're going to act. They watch their houses, how many cars they drive, all of this have a part in playing have a part in playing with the decision that they just don't trust coming to church, because they feel like it's all about the money and not about listening to them and listening to what they have to say if they need to say something, or things are not being explained the way they feel like it needs to be explained to them. And they see a lot of stuff that goes on in churches. So they just feel like the best thing for them to do is be just like they are. Second guessing it, or staying home watching it on YouTube or the TV. They just don't feel comfortable when it comes to a church. That's some of the reasons. Now, you may have some reasons yourself, and if you do, please put it down in the comment section and just give me your idea of why you feel that people really and truly run away from the church or is not interested in being a part of it. And then I talked about fake meat. Now, I love hamburger. I love it. But at one time, hamburger was very dangerous. And it's still a little dangerous. I found out some stuff about meats and stuff. And this is what I found out. So anyway, at one time it was a problem with the meats. And at some points the meats could poison you. So they did a little tweaking to it, but you had to be careful. And normally with meat, if you go ahead on and put it on the grill or something, it's supposed to kill all the germs that comes from the animal into your body. But what happens when all of that meat comes together to make hamburger? Then you have a problem with which animal was sick, which animal was not sick. And there's a lot of animals that make up hamburger. I don't know if it's over 500 or so. You can look it up. That makes hamburger. So they tweaked it and they figured out a certain process that the meat itself, the hamburgers itself, will not bother you. But there was one main culprit. And this is one thing I hate. When I get my hamburgers, I try to make sure that it does not have certain ingredients on it, because it's not always the meat. It can be the vegetables. So the culprit was the little baby lettuce. I think that's what you call it. it could harm you and it could take you out. So they did a little recalling on it with the E. coli. They did a little recalling on it. But all I can say to you is pray over your food. Pray over everything you eat. Please. Because you don't know what people are doing with their foods. Now they want to make fake food. They want to take an egg. And they I guess they want to use the chicken egg or something. I can't go into all the detail with the egg, but they want to use the chicken egg. And then they want to make this meat in a lab. God, when I was younger, it wasn't nothing for you to see a hog pen, chickens running all the way around the yard, a garden. You don't see that much here. But now the meats are being raised or going to be raised in a building, in a laboratory. And it's coming out to different restaurants. I think you may have a choice with it, whether you want it or not. For those that don't like to eat meat or like the fact that animals are being killed, you know. So, for that, you know, if that's what you like, then you can try it out. For me, I'd rather just do it the other way, just because I don't trust that. I trust, you know, what I've been doing, what I've been seeing. There's something a little fishy with that. So, it's supposed to help with a lot of diseases. I guess that comes from the animals or whatever. But everything is not 100% field proof. So after a while, you'll see something that's gone wrong about that. But it's supposed to be coming in restaurants. I'm not sure if it's already out. I'm pretty sure it is, but just be looking for it. And I forgot the name of this thing that is supposed to come out with. I call it fake meat. But from what I read, you can't tell the difference whether the meat is real or fake. You can't tell the difference. But just let's see what it tastes like. Let's see if you can take it, if you can tell it through tasting. Okay? All right, so to the next subject, which I totally hate, is this. So now this is something that I totally do not like. I think it's a crying shame because I feel like that babies are precious. Children are precious. I really do. No matter what race they are precious. Okay? That's the first thing I want to say. And I think it is a shame to do the things that you do to children. It's a shame because they're helpless. Okay? I just want to say this. Between the 1800s and the 1900s, white people used children. Guess what type of children? They used black children for bait. And guess what they was baiting the children for? Are you ready? alligators. Ain't that a trip? Now you got everything else. You all should already know what alligators love to eat. But yet and still, you're going to put a child in there. And I want this to be known. Now, what they would do was they would put them in a pen or tie the children up and put them close to the alligator's dwelling place. Okay? Of course, the alligator was going after its prey. So the kids, what happened would be that the kids will make noise, and that would get the alligator's attention. Sorry, excuse me. It would get the alligator's attention, right? Okay. Now, at the time, alligator skins were used for pocketbooks, shoes, belts, and things of that sort. And I wonder who was doing all of that. The same one that was killing them and trying to bait little African American children to get their attention. Now, ain't that something? And let me tell you the reason why come they did this. A few reasons. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They would use the children to, I guess, make the alligators go back into their pen so that the people outside of the alligator cage could see the alligators. Ain't that a trip? And guess what? They do this because to them, African American children was worthless and non-important. And the alligators, animals in general, was more important than them babies. Now, can I ask the question? And I'm not trying to be prejudiced. Please don't take it as this. If this was a white baby, please tell me, how would you feel? This is my question. And this was done in the deep South, especially Florida. See, Florida want to remove all these things. They want to remove what African Americans had to go through, that they put them through. What you want to move it for? I think that it wants to be moved, or they want to move it because they're ashamed of themselves. Who would want to read that? Who would want to read what a human have done to another human that wasn't even human-like? I just would like to know that. I mean, who would take a baby and tie a string to the baby and then dangle them across in front of an alligator? Do you know how long that is? Do you know how big that is? You can use anything else. Could have caught a fish or something. But yet it's still. Because you don't care 2 cents about an African baby. You don't care about that. So you rather use that. That's just plain being mean. It is. That's just plain being mean. Because nobody should dangle no child of any race in front of an alligator. No one. I need to hear what y'all have to say in the comment box. Please comment to this. I would love to know what it is that you got to say about this. What do you think about this? Do you think that this topic was right for them to dangle children in front of alligators so that they can shoot them? Because down to Florida, that was the big sports, killing alligators. So you want to kill 2 species off. You want to kill the alligators off, and then you want to kill off the African American species at a young age. Cause who's to say that one of them babies didn't survive? Alligators is not slow like turtles. How would you feel if one of your babies, you're probably dead by now, was on a string dangling like that? Why do humans have to be so mean and cruel to other human beings? Why do races, blacks, whites, why do you have to be so mean to other people? Why? Please tell me why. Because I can't understand it. You got to pray over your food. You got to pray over your food. You got to be wise when it comes to a church, if you ever go to a church, or why people don't go to a church. And then the Bible. You have to read your word. But I was often told that the Roman Catholics have a way of changing the words in the Bible. So I had a lot to talk about today. Different things. Because that it's worth talking about. I remember the Little Rascals. There was a movie that came out, and the little boy had a rope, and the rope was tied around the little black boy, the little brown. Because I hate to say black, because it's nowhere in the world that the baby wasn't black. The baby was dark brown skin, and that boy, I hate to even say white, because you're more tannish pinkish to me, but I will say it, had a rope tied around that little African American baby on the Little Rascals. And he just standing there. That's just mean. And to me, I don't bit more hate none of them. I don't hate any race. I don't, because I feel like that the enemy have a lot to do with it. He does. When I look at two babies, a Caucasian baby and an African American baby, and I've sat there and watched them play, because they don't know about that stuff. They don't know about racism, and they don't know about hatred like that. They have to be taught that, because they don't know about that. All they know is that's another child to play with. That's it. What happens when the grown-ups, parents, begin to instill in that child what happened to the friend that that child was playing with, because that baby was African American. Oh, now you're going to give the history to this baby, and the next thing you know, this baby is going to treat this other baby different because, well, he or she done been schooled on what's up. And the other, and the friend wondering why you're not playing with me no more. Yeah, my mama said I can't play with you because you're not white. I can't play with you because you don't have hair like mine. Let me tell you something. Kids are innocent when it comes to that. They don't know anything about that. And nothing. Seen two run up and hug each other. Nothing. And kudos to the parents that do not teach their children to hate people. But let me tell you something. You must always watch everything. Watch your food. If you decide to go to church, watch the church, the surrounding, the people that's in it, and most importantly, watch your word. Read it. Read it. So anyway, I enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you get something out of it. I hope that you comment and tell me what you think of it, because I am interested in it. It was something that really interests me. That's why I brought the topic up today instead of doing a little funny video that I can do. I felt like that this was something to me that was it hit home and it was important to me. Um Again, I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a beautiful weekend. Please stay at peace. Please smile. Please be happy. Be wise as a serpent. Okay? Okay, spread some kind words to someone. All right? All right. Queen Los is signing off. You take it light now.